Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to ConnieRae'sCraftRoom.com. Today I have a card tutorial. I've been doing a bit of stamping and I've got to say it's my favourite crafty projects to be doing. I created this card using Beauty Abounds, which is this stamp set here. It's one of the new ones in the Occasions catalogue. And I've used some grey granite, which I really love, on some Sahara sand cardstock. Really nice colour, beautiful colour. So I will show you how this project comes together. Really easy to do, but ever so pretty. Isn't it beautiful? Perfect, because I need a birthday card. So yes, I will show you how to make it. It's really good, and I'm using the new rectangle stitched framelit dies as well, which I am so pleased we've got those. So yeah, I'll show you how to make it. I've also stamped on the back of the envelope as well, so it just goes together so beautifully. Alright, so firstly we are going to need some stuff. So I think it's probably easiest because it's not a hard card to make, it's actually quite easy. So I will just give you the basic information that you need. So you've got your piece of cardstock which measures 4 1/4 by 11. So it's a 4 1/4 in width and 11 inches in length, scored at 5 1/2, straight in the middle. And we need a piece of cardstock that I've cut at 3 1/2 inches by 5, and that's going to go in between these two frames. And I have cut these frames using our new let me just get the correct naming of them. Our new, where are we? Rectangle stitched framelit dies. I've used the largest one, and I think this is the third largest one. And what that does is if you put them like this on your Big Shot, just like that, and put your cardstock on top and run it through your machine, you will end up with a middle piece, which you can use later for something, and you will end up with a frame that looks like this, and it's got the stitching around it like that. So I did 2 of those because I liked to have some thickness in between my cardstock and the way that I've glued it and adhered it together to stick on the front of the card. It just is a little bit more secure, and I liked the actual thickness that it provided. So I did 2. You can get away with just doing 1 if you really want to. As long as you've got it to, you know, pop up on your frame, that's fine. It's up to you. But I did that a double one because I like the thickness of it. So those are the framelits that we're using. And you can use smaller or larger. You're just going to muck around with your framelits. There's lots of things that you can do with them, and they are fun. And I'm so glad we've got them because they make such a lovely accompaniment to the card and the card bases. Okay, so what I have done is I've got my white piece of cardstock, Whisper White, thick Whisper White cardstock, which is 3 1/2 by 5. And I've got my Beauty Abounds, and I'm going to be using this one, this stamp here, this gorgeous stamp here, and the small butterfly. So I've already got that out, and you just need a piece of paper because we're going to just stamp randomly all over the white piece of cardstock, and we're using granite grey, which is just adorable. Oh, on our Sahara sand cards, sorry, on the white one, but it's going to go with Sahara sand card base. And it's just the most loveliest colour. So we're just going to stamp randomly wherever you wish to stamp. Just making sure that you're going to be, I don't like the way that, I'll just put that flatter. Just making sure that you're going to cover all your areas. I love this stamp, it's so pretty. Don't forget to leave some room for your butterflies, but if you don't want to put butterflies in, you don't have to. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Oh, I'm a bit confused as to where I'm going to put that. Yeah, it's entirely up to you. You don't have to add butterflies, but I just put some butterflies in an area that I really liked, and I liked them the way that they looked. So that piece I just missed a little bit, but the frame will cover that, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Otherwise you could always turn your cardstock over. Oh, and I missed that bit too. I might have to turn my cardstock over and start again. I think I wasn't looking when I was inking it. We'll do it again. There we go. I've got to watch what I'm doing. Because it is a bit of a long stamp. That's better. I must have mixed the ink pad when I was pulling it together initially. Okay, so I'm pretty kind of happy with that. Just going to do a little bit more swirly whirlies on the edges, just to, not that you're going to probably see this part, but you never know. Okay, and I just use my stamp scribble and clean that off. And I am going to use my little butterfly just to pop in just about wherever randomly I want him to go. So whereabouts? Ooh, here. There we go. And I think that should be enough. You don't want to overcrowd it, but in saying that, I think you can just play around with it for as long as you like until you're happy with it. I just put a little one there. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh, it looks good. I need something up here. A little bit of balance. I think I'll just put one over here. There. And yeah, that should be enough, I think. Put a little bit there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Okay. All right, so that is done. Really quick and easy card to make and very pretty. Oh, these are still a bit stiff because I'm not using them as much as I should. Oh, I'm a sausage. I forgot to just stamp on the, so let me quickly get that back out. Sorry folks, I was doing really well there. Grey granite. Just on the envelope, it's just nice to add a little bit of stamping just on there, and this fits beautifully on the back of the envelope. In two positions that way. You could even put one on the front if you wanted to, just like that. Actually, I might do that just to see, because I'm hand delivering this one, it's not going in the mail, so I might just put that like that. There you go. Isn't that pretty? So that is going to put, I'm going to put the name of the person there that's receiving it and the card inside. So there you go. You just make it up as you go along. So yes, it works beautifully. Okay, so that looks lovely. So you can use, I think when I glued this down, I used Tombow, or you can use your, I was going to say fast fuse, but it won't be the fast fuse, your sticky strip. You can use the glue of your choosing. I'm just going to, but be careful when you're using this, you don't want to go over the edge per se. You just want to be able to doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, and you don't need a lot. because you don't want it to come out on the edge on your card if you can avoid it. So be mindful of that. Just put it on straight if you can. It just looks better. And then on this one, just do the same. Make sure you get your right sides, your stitched frames looking stitched per se. There we go. Pretty easy, huh? And don't forget this one here that we're looking at is actually the back of the card, it's not the front. There we go. Just stick that on it for a bit before we stick it down. And what we'll do, while that's gluing itself, we will do the sentiment. And I have used for the sentiment Happy Birthday from Piece of Cake. So I've used this one here for the sentiment, and I have, if I can find what I do with it. Oh, it's still in here, I think. Yes, it is. Oh, no, that's not it. What do I do with it? Happy, oh, there it is. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I embossed it, I think is what I was going to say, which is what I did with white embossing powder. So you need a piece of, what colour cardstock did I use? Was it, yes it was the Sahara sand. So we're going to use a little piece of Sahara sand, and we're going to use some Versamark, which is here. Use some embossing powder, some white embossing powder. Oh, that's got a bit of a reflection, hasn't it, on my light? That little, there we go, out of the way. Some white embossing powder. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't use my embossing buddy. So please do use your embossing buddy if you're embossing, because it makes a big difference if you've got dust or oils or anything on your cardstock. It removes it and it makes your image just look a little bit better. Actually, I am going to just re-stamp that one quickly with my embossing buddy, because it does make a difference, it really does. There we go. And actually I might just do it like this, I don't need to get my paper out. Okay, I shall turn on my heat gun and let it warm up while I'm packing this up. And out of the way. I don't know if you can see, so if this is too loud for you, just turn down your sound while I quickly emboss this one. There we go. Happy birthday is done. And I am using my labels punch. The current one, there's only one in the catalogue and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but I'm using that one. So line that up so we don't chop off the bits. Perfect. And if I remember correctly, I actually trimmed off the edges on the original one because I didn't want the little edges. I just wanted it squared off, so I squared it off just like that. I can still feel the gritty. I am such a nutter when it comes to grit on my paper when I'm crafting. Okay, so we're going to use some tiny dimensionals for the label. Just pop it up with 3, I think, because it just gives it, you need a little bit of height on it. I think it looks good with the height. And this is such a lovely card. I really like it. And you can use it for, well, mainly birthdays. And you can try it in many, many colours too. This colour is beautiful though. I really like this colour. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my happy birthday down with a little bit of space, just hopefully straight, which is always an issue for me. And we'll pop it just there, I think. There we go. And last but, almost last but not least, we will stick it down on our, now with the card front, I would use dimensionals, but I'm really worried because I can never ever get it straight. I might try it. I'll try it. We'll see how we go. I was going to say use Tombow, but you know what? If you don't practice these things, they're never going to work. But if you choose to use Tombow or you choose to use foam or whatever you use to pop it up, that's entirely up to you. It's going to look lovely either way. Okay, so let me line this up on here on my grid mat, because really that's what it's for. Okay, so if I line that up with there, alright. And then I can line it up with that, with that line there. Fingers crossed, folks, fingers crossed. I'm getting it straight. Okay. Is that straight? Please be straight. Hey, it's not too bad. Woo, I think. Alright, now, last thing is some of these gorgeous little sequins, because these just make it all worthwhile. These gorgeous little blingy clear sequins. There's coloured ones in the pack as well, but I like the clear. For me, I just like using the clear ones. Down here. And one more, probably. Let me see. Should I put one up here? Yeah, there. There we go. Okay, that's it. How easy is that? And that's the card envelope that it's going to go into. And it's got that one on the back as well as that. So how beautiful is that? So easy to do. You don't use up much of your supplies. You're just using a little bit of ink and a stamp set. And you can make hundreds of them. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm glad it's a short tutorial because I have been doing long ones lately and I've been doing boxes and stuff like that. So I appreciate you stopping by. Please do like, share, subscribe, And any of the information that is available for this project will be down the bottom under the Show More link in YouTube, and it will direct you straight to the shop, and you can buy any of those products. And I think that's about it. So thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you really like it, and I do hope you give this one a try, because it is pretty and it's such a nice card to give somebody. And I have just the person to give it to tomorrow, so perfect timing. Thanks for joining me. Take care, and I will see you again shortly with a new tutorial. Bye for now.